Hey everyone, welcome to another match of Temur Traverse Delver, match 1 of 5 going up today. Deck was posted this morning. Check out the link in the description of this video if you want to learn more about this deck. We're playing against Esper Control in this match. Gonna get a turn 1 Delver of Secrets, classic play. No other lands, but Traverse the Elvenwald can help us out there if we do not draw a land on our second turn. We do not draw a land, so Traverse will almost certainly go and get us an island, so we can then use our Serum Visions to Serum. There we go. Bauble, unnecessary. Breeding Pool could be useful, but right now, honestly, I'd much rather flip Delver or get a fetch so I can go get a red source. So Breeding Pool is basically unneeded. So when I see Esper colors and my opponent doing nothing, that signals to me that they are playing control. That's just usually how it goes. Yeah, I'm about to try and cast Express Iteration like an idiot, realizing I actually have zero access to red. Shocking. There we go. So now we can attack. Wait, yeah. So here I'm baiting out with Dragon's Rage Channeler. Probably would have done it the other way around, but whatever. What's done is done. No reaction from my opponent. I'll take it. I think we're about to get Archmage Charmed, yeah. So that sucks. We're going to have to Tarfire our Aberration, assuming they don't protect it. Archmage's Charm is basically the worst card in Modern against this deck. Our opponent hesitant to use Delver, I'm not sure why. So here we're just going to try and get rid of it. If we can't, then yeah, I will take a Goyf. It's okay, they're going to protect it with Cryptic. Yeah, there you go. Still get a 3/3 flyer out of it. So they're going to race us. Or not. Okay. So here we're just going to fly right into our own Delver, which is fine. We're going to... Yeah, no. Okay, yeah, okay, that's what I thought. I thought I was about to cast removal. It just didn't make sense. I'm like, fine. Counterspell is actually not bad. Yeah, I'm just going to take Counterspell. So I'll attack in here. Have no choice. Our opponent will block, obviously. We do have 3 removal in hand. Not really concerned. We obviously will not cast Tarmogoyf this turn. So might as well use our Traverse. The Elvenwald. Another iteration of this deck that was not playing Murktide at the time. I'd almost certainly get Murktide right now. Okay, so I got Delver. Okay. If I did have Murktide, I probably would have gone Murktide Regent. Our opponent is going to counter this, which is fine. Let's see what they play. Alright, Liliana, the Last Hope. We're going to have to race that now. As expected, they have a response. The fact that we only have one red source here, and the fact that I just went for an island when I could have just gone for steam vents is what is really hurting us. Because if I had access to 2 red sources, we could have closed this game out with a lot more certainty. So there's going to force a negation, but we could have bolted. And instead we're going to get nowhere. And then now they use Supreme Verdict. And again, here, if we had 2 red sources, we could have... I'm not concerned about that yet. Of course, they have a counterspell for it. So here, things are getting out of hand. Again, it doesn't really matter, because even when if Liliana had Last Hope ultimates... Again, here. Nada. So we'll just wait. I forgot that ice taps the permanent, doesn't return it to hand like an idiot. Here I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna tap Liliana, it can't do anything. Stupid. So they're going to pay a lot of mana to scry to. 1 bottom, 1 top, so it says something to us here. So get their emblem. Again, this game, one mistake, essentially, of not getting a red source when I should have, being stingy with my mana when I didn't need to be, has put us in this predicament. We could have ended the game before. Luckily, we're drawing into our removal. This is pretty heavy. This is pretty removal heavy. In fact, this iteration played 10 removal spells as opposed to the 8 that I ended up with in the final deck. And again, here we got nothing. We're at the mercy of them continually getting counter spells. And we could play ice, tap a permanent, draw a card. Now here, if they try and counter it, we can force. Okay, there we go. Again, unnecessarily prolong the game and risk us losing it, so let that be a lesson to you. Don't be stingy unless you have to. And against control, you don't really have to be stingy. Rarely do control decks have a quick finisher. Rarely. Usually they're going to kill you with like bits here and there, or they're going to exponentially kill you, every turn, like we just saw here with, getting more and more zombies. So, Unholy Heat seems slightly useless. We bring in some backup with Veil of Summer, also being very useful. This hand, I have to admit, is pretty bad. But I did not want to go any lower in terms of lands, in terms of opening hand cards against control. Especially since they could very easily be playing discard. But this is fine. Just attack. Yeah, it's a risk, but again, control's probably just going to wait for me to do something. I mean, worst case, they could have, in theory, counterspelled there. Okay, so I'm going to traverse for an island. So I don't want to get rid of that other traverse. Just get an island. My guess here is the opponent will do their land drop and then pass. Yeah, okay. Typical control player. Let's just attack and see what they got. Yeah, I'm gonna do nothing. Well, now's the time to do it. I don't want... Yeah. Force of Negation's good, though. I'll keep Force. Too bad they didn't do that before. We would have gotten 4 more points of damage in. Jace. Alright, well, we'll be able to take care of Jace relatively easily. Kind of surprising they put Jace up without protecting it. Feel like that was a mistake. Because now we're just going to ride our DRCs to victory here. I could go get another creature for now. Yeah, it doesn't really matter since we're going to go get a creature. Yeah, I could get a Goyf and just wait it out. So I have Counterspell, Force of Negation. I don't see our opponent getting out of this, but I guess you never know. That is actually a great draw, because now we could play our Goyf as well. But this is a good example of where you don't need to overcommit. So I'd be shocked if I played Tarmogoyf here. I mean, it really depends on what they do, obviously. They're going to do Cryptic, and we're going to Counterspell that. Do not need a land. Probably, yeah, I see. Here I remember, oh shoot, I should have fetched. Now, it's something else you should learn. So we'll swing in. Should have fetched before getting the first Surveil, just because, you know, would have been more efficient. So now, I am overcommitting. I mean, if they have Supreme Verdict or some board wipe... Okay, they're gonna Kaya Guile us. I don't think this is enough. If they force us to sack, I will sack Goyf. Okay, they didn't even force us to sack. They just got rid of our graveyard. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna attack in. I mean, they could... Yeah, okay. Alright, they let the 3 in. Perfect. Really afraid of that DRC. Well, I'm just going to play Huntmaster of the Fells. Again, here, I don't need to do this. This kind of goes against what I normally preach, which is don't overcommit. But I am kind of feeling the pressure here as well. They do have 4 cards in hand. I do kind of have to put a clock on them here. Because if not, they're just going to start picking one at one. We're just gonna, it's a gamble. We hope that they don't draw a Supreme Verdict. And that's that. But Hunty is on the battlefield. Turn timer, turn counter has started. Let's see if we win within 2 turns, as we normally do. Fatal Push gets rid of Goyf, not our Huntmaster though. Yep, Fatal Push. Sure. No problem. I have Force of Negation in hand. I draw Counterspell on top of it. I'm going to do absolutely nothing. I'm going to do 0 things. Yeah. And now they have to do something about Huntmaster. Told you, win within 2 turns. That's the average. When Huntmaster hits the battlefield. 2 turns and we win the game. Fatal Push. I don't think anything left. Oh yeah, they did the Snapcaster. Alright, well. I'm not gonna waste Counterspell right now. And honestly, Force of Negation is as good as Counterspell here. I mean, if they're going to counter it, it's going to get countered. It is what it is. So we'll attack in here, and then we could dig for a Bolt of Expressive Iteration. Or Tarfire is just as good. They have an answer, they don't. And we got it. Alright. Beat Esper Control. Another tough matchup, I have to tell you. But like I said in the deck tech, if you watched this morning in the matchup analysis, control is always control. It doesn't matter what color combinations they're playing, it's control at the end of the day. And you just got to play around their removal, or their permission, or their removal. Have to anticipate what they're going to do, and generally speaking, you could beat them. Unless, of course, they keep drawing the nuts, which happens in Magic. But control is controllable, as we saw in this match. So let me know in the comment section down below what you thought. I am always interested to hear what you have to say. I read all the comments, as a lot of you know. Give it a thumbs up to this video if you enjoyed it. If you enjoy my content in general, please subscribe, hit the notification bell. Follow me on Twitter and Facebook, share my content on social media, watch my content start to finish like you're doing right now. All that stuff really helps me out a lot. I really do appreciate it. If you want to support me on Patreon, check out the Patreon link in the description of this video as well. My Patreon is set up to make you money, not me, not really. The money that goes into Patreon goes to sealed product that I open up on this channel, and then all the valuable rares and mythics are sent back to patrons. And the longer you're a patron, the more you get back. I don't like to use the word guarantee, but you're almost guaranteed to make at least what you put in back in the form of rares and mythics, and most likely a bit more as well. Check it out. There's a video on my Patreon that explains it all. Thanks, and have a good one.